Alright, it's up 3 of what deck had the world. Because first I messed up with the first one, and now the second one just decided not to save. So, yeah, let's get down to it. So let's say Deku actually gets like the Deku's dad is Dios sees that Deku has the same stand as him. Then Dio dies like a couple of months later. And he gets all Dio's and the world's powers. Except one tiny difference to the weakness of sunlight. His powers just cut in half. That's what his weakness to sunlight is gonna be. He doesn't die, his power just gets cut in half. That's it. So when Deku's like 3 years old, he goes to school and everybody's showing off their quirks, and Deku just says, my quirk can just basically stop time and freeze people, and my other powers that come with the quirk just freeze people and shoot concentrated water in my eyes. And everybody's surprised how strong Deku is, and I'll say that Bakugo actually respects Deku and thinks of him as a rival. So Deku and Bakugo are in this rivalry. So Bakugo at the beginning of the story is much stronger than he is. Like, he's a lot stronger than he is before, because he usually spars with Deku, multiple sparring matches with Deku over and over again. So yeah. So when they fight, Deku doesn't they all don't hold back, so you keep going like full strength. So both Deku and Bakugo just become even stronger. So say Bakugo, like at the beginning of that, the teacher walks in and asks everybody that they know that everybody here wants to be a hero, and everybody's just like, yeah, of course. And Deku just says that. See, Bakugo actually stays quiet because he knows that Deku's not gonna miss this chance to say this. So Deku just says that everybody here has a chance of becoming a hero, but I feel the rankings may change for people. And everybody's like, and Deku says, as long as everybody works hard and trains to the best of their abilities, anyone in this class can become a hero. And let's say that Deku's actually very inspiring to all of them. And Deku just really inspires everyone to try their best. So and Deku's well treated through the school. He's well known as one of the strongest people with who's actually cocky, but he's he sees the potential in everyone to become better. So Deku just walks home, and yeah, he takes the much faster route than usual. The sludge villain attacks him. Deku's like, not this today. He freezes. The sludge villain breaks out of him. It says, the world, punch him. The world, go. The world punches the sludge villain multiple times, the ora. And All Might then comes in throughout the corner and sees that there's the sludge villain flying towards him. So basically, this happens with the world fighting Star Platinum, but the sludge villain being in the middle, as All Might also fights off the sludge villain, and the sludge villain just passes down the middle. So Deku actually equals to All Might's strength. I think All Might had to use 20% of One for All, just to keep up with Deku's power, and he asks Deku and Deku still had his half power, so he's 40%. Just him and the world. Deku says his quirk is called the world, and then he explains all the powers that the world has and everything like that. And then Deku, like, let's say the sludge villain does get away, because let's say the ice actually chipped like one small, like when All Might jumped, like the ice actually chipped like one small hole through it, so the sludge villain just got out of that, and he attacks Bakugo. Let's say Deku does walk, he just casually walks. It's like, oh. It's like, he jumps down, releases a lot of his bloodlust. Because Deku has a lot of bloodlust that he can use to scare people. Like his ominous aura, which allows him to just fully just scare his opponents away. So he just says to him to let that kid go, or you'll face the worst punishment this world has to offer. And that's pissing me off. And the sludge villain does comply. He goes in there. Everybody asks who Deku is, and Deku just leave. Deku just gets Bakugo and just leaves. And Bakugo just went back into consciousness, and Deku just says, "So, you decided to pass out on me, huh?" And let's say Bakugo was just like caught off guard, like, you know how you have like some of those off days and things like that. And it says, so it's an off day for you, huh? And Bakugo says, yeah, you know those days. And both of them chuckle. And it's like they get their hands, they pull them up, and just like, well, so whoever does best in the festival in 10 months. And Bakugo says, yeah, but I still need more training to beat you. And Deku says, fine. I think All Might actually finds him, and he tells them both like the secret of One for All. And Nick says, no, thank you. And he looks at Bakugo, saying that, Bakugo, I think you would be better off with it. Dick says, what? And Bakugo says, why? You think my power is weak? And Nick says, no, the opposite. I feel strong, but my versatile abilities, I feel like I always had this upper step on you in just the quirk category. So I feel this would even out the playing field, so our rivalry can become even more obsolete. So the world would always know our rivalry, right? That we are rivals, and everybody's like. Bakugo's like, if you put it like that, of course. And let's say they spend like the next 10 months just like constantly training, constantly improving. They clean out Dagobah Beach like together in like 1 month, and then they do sparring matches with All Might, and they do sparring matches with themselves. Let's say actually this actually got the attention of Sir Night Eye, which was All Might's psychic. And he gets Mirio to train with them. And Deku was like, can I take a first? And Deku says, can I take the first shot at him? Deku's time stop and this is like 12 seconds. Because he's like a full vampire. And almost says, sure. Deku says, the world. And then Deku just says to the world, just stay around. Deku just kicks Mirio in the stomach and just walks back to his original position. It says, now see, that wasn't so much of a challenge. And Mirio sent flying to the other side of the beach. And Naya says, alright, what is that? I couldn't even see the prediction. I couldn't even predict what happened. Nick says, of course, nobody can predict my power. Especially when it doesn't happen this time. And Nana asks, explain. Nick says, my ability is to stop time. What else there is to explain? And Nana is shocked, because, like, he never knew such an ability existed. And, yeah. Let's say that All Might trains Bakugo gets stronger. He can use, like, up to, like, 10% of One for All. And Bakugo and Deku also got like a lot stronger. So him and Bakugo and him, if they go all out, like pulling no stops to their power, they would just be amazingly strong. And yeah, so Deku just keeps on fighting and fighting and fighting. He goes into he fights with Alright, let's say they go to UA, Bakugo and Deku both get the top score. They both get like 100%, they tie. Then this is just gonna happen a lot, Bakugo and Deku just tying. Bakugo is like on the other side of the arena, and Deku's also on the other side of the arena, like away from Bakugo. And they both just start just going through and through everything. Everyone is shocked just how powerful they are. As Deku just keeps destroying the robots with his laser beams, just hitting them all, just like this compressed water, just piercing through so many robots, and then just protecting other students just by freezing the robot in place and just shattering it. And then let's say that when the Zero robot comes, like Bakugo gets most of his points by just blasting robots apart, but he gets his points from like mostly just like rescue points and just like some. Deku gets a lot of his points just like from breaking robots, but like a lot of like a good portion of them are just rescue points. Just like I got bored, just like started helping people and just taking out robots at the same time until he sees the 0 point. He's like, oh, well, this changes things. This changes things a lot. Deku uses his ability and just jumps. He uses his stand leap, sends him flying. He goes soaring to the sky. Gets to the 0 point robot's face. And let's see, in that moment, a shadow get casted over Deku, and Deku's like, oh, finally. Deku gets to full power. His muscle mass started increased. Then the world's power increased, and both of them, and he screams out, "The world!" And both of them just go straight down. Just start, just like, sorry, like every time, like Deku's power is just similar to. It's similar, like it's very close to how strong the world is. So Deku's punches are super strong. Well, the world keeps punching it, and they just launch a constant barrage. And when Deku sees that this doesn't work, Deku's like, ugh. And Deku's timeline, let's say, increased 30 seconds, and Deku says, ugh, darn. So Deku just jumps away. He brings out, he gets like one of the 3-pointer robots. Just chucks it directly. Then let's say they're out of the time stops. He just chucks it directly at the 0 pointer, and then he says, "Alright, Roda," and he just slams that thing right into the 0 pointer robot's face, and then they keep like bubbling. They keep activating their mode, just constantly just breaking the robot over and over and over and over and over again. The robot is just broken beyond repair underground. And let's say Uraka does get a chance to thank him, and Deku says, "You're welcome." You see, like the injury, like, oof, better get you to a paramedic. Better get you to a medic. And he just does this. Just like gets her up and just like puts like over his shoulder and just says, "So, can you walk?" And she says, "I think my leg is broken." And yeah, she she like the recovery girl comes and just heals her, and Deku says, "All right, you have a nice day." I'd say Deku's hero costume is exactly like Dio's costume, and Deku just walks home. The Deku walks home. He gets the mission letter. He goes to UA. Bakugo and Deku look at each other and just say, "Right, who got the first place?" And they both ask, like they saw like that they both tied, and they were like, "So we tied again. Well, I'll become stronger than you." And I think that Deku actually is like can become stronger than Bakugo if he like fully goes out, but he just doesn't want to. He feels like it's much more fun having Bakugo and him being rivals. So he and Bakugo are just, and Bakugo is like Deku just says, "All right, Bakugo, don't pull that bad boy shtick in here. It's a hero school, so don't put your feet on the." Then Bakugo puts his feet on the table, and Deku's like, "I told you not to put your feet on the table." And Bakugo says, "Right, ma." And Deku's just like, ugh. Deku uses the world just to like, alright, he caused me no choice. You see, Deku just like has something just like, he has like hair appliances, like hair tools, just like specifically to get Bakugo mad. So he uses like the world. He uses his time stop. See, and Deku just pulls Bakugo's chair back, pulls Bakugo back, puts him in, pushes him in, and does his hair like very neat, so like his hair isn't like spiky, and just like and then puts his hand like he's holding a mirror, and then just packs him all away and says 0. And Bakugo's like just looks at Deku and says, "You know, screw you, man. Stop destroying my hairstyle." Deku says, "Well, I thought you needed a makeover." Like, both of them like have a laugh. Aizawa then comes in and just says that we're not here to make friends. So yeah, we're not here to make friends. So whoever's here to we're here to become heroes. And Deku says, "Yeah, we know that." And Aizawa like releases a bit of bloodlust to scare everybody, and Bakugo feels and is like, "Oh." So Bakugo just like quickly moves to like back of the class, and I was asking what is he doing, because I was wondering what is he doing, why is he moving to the back of the class, and then Deku unleashes his bloodlust. Like, it's very powerful. He even shocks Aizawa how powerful it is, and Deku like releases a little bit. Aizawa says, "Alright, that was just to get you guys scared a little bit. So don't decide to do that, okay?" He says, "Fine." And then Aizawa says, "Alright, you guys both tied." And so you guys both tied in first place, so whoever, so, and let's see, Bakugo and Deku get like similar scores and like everything. And let's say that Deku actually gets like first place in everything except the ball throw, because the ball throw Raka got first, because he can't beat Infinity. So yeah, that happened. Like, skip over a couple of weeks where Deku's in his hero costume, which is virtually like this. It's virtually just Dio's costume, and yeah. So Deku, so it's the same thing. Deku and Uraraka versus Bakugo and Ito, and they both just stretch out, and they both and let's say Bakugo and Nina actually work together a lot, very well, and Deku just walks towards her and asks Kurapika if Deku has like dull knives, which are just like used to like bump somebody, and like very dull knives, so like they hurt a lot if they like hit, but it can't cut. They're like very sharp pain. It's like without any cuts, so it's not dangerous to somebody. You know, those Halloween knives, which could still cut, but like they don't really hit that hard. And yeah, so Deku just has those in his hands. So he walks into the room and just says, "The world." He stops time, walks to the back of the bomb, and just touches it. And Marco's like, "Dang it, you and your time stop ability." And Deku wins, and everybody's like surprised because Deku actually won very quickly. And yeah, so I think this is where I'm gonna end off the video. Goodbye.